Hey my friends, Shawn here from theautomationschool.com, and in this episode of The Automation Show, we're going to use that DH-485 network we set up in the last episode, and we're going to read data in to our ControlLogix across it. We're going to use our ControlLogix like a data concentrator and reach out and grab all the production data from our devices that are on the DH-485. So let me step over here a bit, and if you didn't watch that last episode, you can see we got the DH-485 up here with I got 4 MicroLogix connected to it. I also have the L23, the L30, and the L63 right here, all connected on the DH-485. I also got the 503, and I've disconnected my my KF3 from the last episode. Now you also know, I noticed I got the holiday lights up because it's the holidays, and I want to wish you all a very happy holiday. We get some great blogs coming out over the next couple of weeks over at theautomationblog.com. Monday we had a great one about automating your Christmas lights, and then we have a whole bunch on just your regular industrial automation topics, including loop monitoring and OT networks and all that good stuff. So check that out if you haven't been to the Automation blog in a while. We got all kinds of great articles over there, and you can watch episodes of these shows commercial free over there as well. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to come over to the computer, and you can see I'm in the program from the last episode here. We got the L63 up, and I got, if we look over here, we got all the I/O going on and off, like we set up the Flex I/O, the Point I/O, and whatnot. And so now what we want to do is we want to add some message instructions to read from our devices on the network. So let's take a look at what we have here. I'm going to minimize this guy, and I think I got RS links here. I can make RS links a little bit bigger. And you can see here, here's my Ethernet. But what I'm more concerned with here is my DH-485. Here I get the 503 at address 3, the 1000 at 10, the 1200 at 12, the 1400 at 14. I also have the 1400 on Ethernet, so I really wouldn't have to message that to that over DH-485. And then I get the 1500 at 15. I don't have the 1100 plugged in. It's just sitting there on the shelf. I get the L23 at 23 and the L30 at 30. So we're just going to do a few of these. You'll see once we do a slick type style device and a ControlLogix. I mean, it's just rinse and repeat after that. So what we'll do is we'll start with the 1000 here at address 10. And let me show you the program that's in all of these devices. I'm actually on the 1400 just because it's so much faster going over Ethernet. You can see right here, see the lattice turning so fast. I wonder if there is a Christmas animation. No, not really. Wow, the world's really turning fast. But in any case, let me show you the data that we're looking for here in the MicroLogix, SLC-500, PLC5. They all have the same programs in it, and the data is in N750 through N799. So this is our molding information here. This is N750 through 59 is molding 1. Now this data, this is actually what I use in my Factory Talk View SE course, and I'll be building on that as we release new courses in 2020 and actually extend and grow the existing courses. So that's why I've invested so much time into this this program and have it in all the controllers, because I've done most of it for View SE, and now I just have to go in there and I have to make things happen automatically and kind of randomly for for the PLCs to have some data that they can read that's not all the same. So here you can see I get some speeds here that are changing, and I get some other data here too. So we're just going to read N750 through, we'll just read 50 integers. Now these are integers because it's a SLC-500 or a MicroLogix, not double integers, right? So we're going to read these in to the ControlLogix across DH-485. Again, we've done messages across other networks in the past on the show, but I figured, hey, we just get the DH-485 set up, and that's the network that the 1000 and the 1200 and 1500 have natively, and so it'd be a great way to try that out. So that's what we're going for, N750, okay? And let me get this program up, and we can try to do this all online. Why not, right? So I'm going to go into my program, and This is the ControlLogix, so I'll bring that up in a second. That was the L23. Let me bring up, that's the one I just had up. How about this one? Okay, yes, this is the one that we've been using in the automation show. So let's go to lights routine. And I'm just going to come down here. I'm going to add a new rung. Yep. Add a new rung. And here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by triggering my messages with a timer. And you might ask why you're doing that. Well, we're going out the serial port, right, of the L63. I don't have, if you didn't watch the last show, that's how I'm connecting to the L63 to the DH-485. I don't have one of those DH-485 bridge modules. They weren't very popular. They're not really available secondhand anywhere at a reasonable price. And they weren't really used in industry very much. It's very rare to see a 1756, I don't think it was a DH-485 module. Very, very rare. Mostly because they came out so late in the life cycle of DH-485. But with that said, I'm going to use a timer because, you know, that the serial port on the controller has a buffer. It can only send one message out at a time. And if you try to send 100 out, it has a buffer, but the buffer is not 100 deep, right? So the buffer is 10, 15, usually on most of the controllers from Rockwell. The buffer is in that 10 to 15 message range, and then any messages received after that just get thrown away. So I don't want to fill up the buffer by doing a bunch of messages, you know, super fast. So what I'm going to do is cascade them together. Okay. So we'll stop by triggering the first message with a timer. So what I'll do here is I'm just going to do an XIO and a TON. We'll put that in here and I'll make a new timer. We'll call this the message timer. Okay, we'll go ahead and right click a new timer. That all looks good. And I'm going to give it a preset of, I think 3 seconds. I did a little testing here beforehand, and 3 seconds seemed to be really good. And then I need to bring this over here and put the done bit on this. So this is a free running or self-resetting timer. So that's good. And if we accept that, we should see it going and just going and going like the Energizer Bunny, right? Okay, so now we'll add another rung. And this is going to be the message. So I'm going to just do an XICMSG, and we'll use that same done bit here. And then we're going to do multiple messages. So let me see, for the control world, I'll just do, let's see, message underscore, we're going to be reading because this is a data concentrator type application. Message underscore read underscore, let me do L1 for legacy 1. Okay. New, create. Okay, now let's go in here. Now, we're reading from, I'm going to stop by reading from the SLCs and the micros. So let's go down here and do an SLC type of read. Okay. Now, we know the source is going to be N7:50. And I said I wanted 50 words. And the destination, we got to make a destination tag. I don't have one. So I'm going to do, let's see, we're going to do MSG. Let's see, read L1 data. How's that? We're going to create new. Now remember, because there are integers coming in, I want to make these integers too. I want everything to line up, right? So I'm going to make it int, and I need 50 of them, so we'll make an array of 50. And I'm making everything controller tags. So let's go ahead and create that. Okay, the second part, now this can be the most confusing part, is what is this path? Now, if you're going across Ethernet, you can actually browse and select what you want to read from. But how do you do it if you can't select? Like, I can't browse because I don't have a DH-485 bridge module. I can't actually browse the DH-485 using the browse button, right? So how am I going to do this? Well, we always go to the help file, and I've had a lot of people ask this over the years since, you know, the late 90s when the product first came out, Logix. And the help file is great. And just go over here to search on message, okay? And then in here, somewhere, specify the communication path, okay? So I'll come down here and you can see. Okay, so the first thing is going to be the port. And the first thing we want is port 2, because that's for the DF1, channel 0. The back plane is 1, and the serial port is 2, and we're using the serial port. So we'll use port 2. And then after that, the next thing will be the address. Okay, so let's see here. So we're going to do 2, comma, and if we do the SLC-500, is the SLC-500 working? Yep. If you can see over here, I know it's hard to see. I don't have the overhead camera pointed at it, but you can see that the lights are flashing on and off. So that means the molding program is running. So we'll just put 3 because that's address 3. We can double check that inside of links here. Where are you, links? Okay. Yep. Okay. So everything should be good. So 2 for the serial port on the controller itself, and then 3 for the address on the network I want to talk to. Now, if you were going through multiple bridges, you would have to do, for instance, if you were going out the Ethernet card, you would have to put the slot of the card first, and then the port on the card you wanted to go out, and then the address, or maybe the IP address of what you wanted to talk to, and then the device in that remote rack. So that string can get pretty long. And again, on Ethernet, it's very easy because you can just browse for it if you're live on the network. Okay, so that seems right. I'm going to hit OK. Who knows? Let's just run it. Hey, we're working on the bench here, right? We can try this stuff. Okay, it went enable done really quick. Enable done. I think we're on to something here. Let's go ahead and check our controller tags here. We want to go to monitor. And that was message 1. Let's see, read data. Okay. Okay, yeah, we can see data coming in every 3 seconds from our 503. And how do we prove it's our 503? Well, we could always unplug the 503, right? Let's see if I can get them both up here on the same screen. Okay. Okay, yep, new data came in. New data came in. New data came in. So this value seems to be changing every time. So let's go ahead and unplug the 503 from the DH-485 network. Let's see if I can do this without disconnecting everything else. Okay, I do have the AIC powered from the power pins on the bottom, so unplugging the controller doesn't de-energize the AIC. And now, ooh, look at that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make this longer here. Let's make it 10 seconds. Because I've never seen it go done. It's probably timing out. Yeah, see? It's timing out. If I make this 20 seconds, we'll be able to see that. Let's see what this error is. Come on, give me an error. Wow. Okay. Let's make this really big number here. Okay. Error processing connection to related service. Okay. Here's our error codes and everything. So not a lot of information there, except if you look that error up, it'd probably say, hey, can't connect to your remote device. All right, well, let's put this back down to 3 seconds. And let's plug her back in. Try not to knock anything over. Okay, she should be back in. Let's see if we can start getting data again. Okay, there it just went. Enable done. I think we still have some messages in the queue it's trying to complete. Enable done. Okay, so it's working again. All right, great. Now we want to do another message. Let's do it to the 1000. We're going to do the very same thing, but this time we're not going to use the timer to trigger both of them at the same time. We could, but we're actually going to use the first one being done or errored to trigger the second one, so we get a kind of a cascade going. And just for the sake of time, I'm going to put this guy in the program mode. Okay, yep. We'll go down and make this bigger. Okay. And so let me put a start rung edits. I'll put a branch in here. Okay. And I'm going to just copy this. You know, if we could probably do, let's see, I have 4 micros, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully this doesn't become too tedious. Let's see here. 3, 4. This will be L2, L3, L4, L5. Okay. And this will be, oops, now we gotta make them all. Message, 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 message. Okay. Select type read and 7, whoops, and 7:50, 50 elements, and the destination will be MSG read L2 data. Okay, the path will be 2 for the serial port, and then we're going to go to address 10 now. That's the 1000. Okay, so we can apply that. It says, oh, you never created that. Let's go ahead and create it. Again, we want it to be an int of 50, dimension of 50, so we'll create that. Now we'll try apply it. Okay, good. So let me do these next 3. I'll speed up the video. Okay, I've done my 4 additional message instructions. Now I want to trigger them based on the success or failure of the message before it. So let's start with success here. We'll put a XIC in there, and here, and here, and here. And this will be if L1 is done, then trigger L2. And then if L2 is done, trigger L3, and so on. Now, the only problem in doing this is that if your timeouts are really long, you'll be really slowing down updates of everything, right? So, you know, this is where you may want to change your timeouts to be like maybe a second. You remember the timeouts for the read we were doing when we unplugged this 503, it was a pretty long timeout. I had to adjust the timer all the way up to 100 seconds just to get it to give it enough time to error out. So we don't want to just do the done bit. We also want to do the error bit too, because, you know, if the message has an error, we also want to go on to the next message. So let me put 4 branches in here, and we will control and drag to copy. And so this will be ER, 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 and finally ER. All right. Let's accept that, see if it's good. Looks good. Let's try it out. Let's put it back in the run mode. See what happens. You see that? It went boom, 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 boom. And they're all completing successfully. The 1400 one went much faster than the other ones. It was the last MicroLogix to come out, right? So let's go to our controller tags here, and we will check. Let's check 2 data. Whoops, go to monitor here. That's 1 data. We want L2. No, we don't want the message block. We want the data. Here we go. So these would be the molding machines that the 1000 is controlling. And we can come down here and look at L3, L4, and L5. Each machine has 5 molding machines. Just look up here. Yep, got change there. Yep, that one's changing. So we're getting all our data from our different controllers. So that's great. And by interlocking them the way we've done, we don't have to worry about filling up the buffer. We're only sending one message out at a time. So it's not that there's a problem with using the buffer the way it's supposed to be used, but this gives us a nice visual indication. Another reason why I've gone to sites where people had PLC5s doing continuous messages to each other, and the data highway plus was so slow. And it's like, you know, if you just interlock these messages and stop trying to spam the network and filling it up, then you're going to get much faster response times. And you know, even being as slow as DH-485 is, this is still pretty good. You know, I'm reading 5 controllers across that network at you know, every 3 seconds. I could probably go a little bit faster too. Let's see how long it takes. Yeah, I could probably do it in 2 seconds. Let's change the timer to 2 seconds. Yeah, it's finishing every time. So that's great. Now, if I wanted to do the ControlLogix, I got a little problem yet. My ControlLogix molding data is in a UDT. Just so I could show that in my VUSC course. So the first thing I'm going to have to do here is bring in a UDT. So let's see here. User defined, import. Okay, I got it on my desktop here. I'm just going to say, yeah, bring it in as is. And we'll do the L23. So use the same rung here. Just going to extend the branch down. Okay. And I'm just going to, because this is a, let me hold the control key, so we're adding that. Because this is a ControlLogix, I'm going to just use the timer again to trigger it. So we'll be triggering 2 messages at once. Okay, now my message instruction, let me just go ahead and type that in there. Okay, so MSG, put that in there. And we're going to call this MSG read. We'll call this CPX 23 for CompactLogix, and that's address 23. So let me make a new one of those. Create. Let's go in here. I'm going to do a CIP data table read. In the source element, it's very easy. I just call the tag in my CompactLogix program, mold1. And I only need one element because it's a UDT. I'm going to read the whole UDT in. And then my destination will be, let's see, we'll call it MSG read CPX 23, and I'm going to call it mold1. Okay, now we'll create that tag, and the data type has to be my new UDT. Let me see if I can find it. My insights and automation. There it is, mold. Okay, excellent. Create. Okay, good. Apply. Oh, I did got to do the path first. So what's the path? Same thing. 2 for the serial port, and then my L23. Just because I am an old guy, I made it very easy to remember. I made it address 23. So let me go back to here. So we'll do 2,23. Okay. Did I make any typos? We're going to find out. Okay. Look at enable done. Enable done. So that is supposedly working. Let's go ahead and look at our controller tags. Let's see here. Monitor. Come on, monitor. Okay, here's mold 1. And there's only one mold here. Oh, you can see the data, it's updating. Now we can prove that that is it because I can put it in the program mode. And then the data will stop updating. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's not updating anymore. Now, let me put it back in the run mode. Okay, and it should, yeah, see it updating? See these updating too? So that is how you can utilize message instructions in your ControlLogix or CompactLogix or really any PLC to read data across the network as like a data concentrator. In this case, we're doing it across the DH-485 because that's the last thing I set up. But like I said, we've done other networks in previous episodes. But and that's that. So one more part of the Studio B board done, which I'm happy about. And I think I am going to leave the holiday lights up for a little while because I just put them up, and it's almost Christmas. So I hate to have them only up for one show, but in any case, I want to thank you all for watching. Really appreciate you all. I want to thank my patrons. You guys get instant rewards now. You'll get early access to this video before anybody else gets to see it on YouTube or on the automationblog.com, and all kinds of free downloads, ad-free articles, etc., and insider news and all that stuff. So thank you for either your $3, $5, or $10 monthly pledge to keep us on the air and keep us going. And I also want to put a pitch out there for the automationschool.com. That's where I work full-time. That's what pays for all the equipment here. And if you know anybody who needs to learn ControlLogix, CompactLogix, ViewSC, MicroLogix, Micro 800, PanelView Plus, please send them over there. Check it out. Most affordable industrial automation training you'll find, professional. Not somebody from overseas with very broken English who's charging $10 for a course that, you may or may not get anything out of. This is, I'm just taking my 30 years of doing this and trying to share everything I know with you guys. And you also get free copies of these videos, the Automation Show and the Automation Minute, when you buy a course. So, I'm doing this. This is less classroom. This is kind of more just, let's do something on the bench and play around with stuff. But these videos also come with the courses. They're bonus videos that come with the courses. So just wanted to point that out. So if you know anybody who needs to learn, please send them over there. We had a great year this year. Best year. I think we've been doing automation school since 2013 when we started the blog. We started the school. Actually, before that, because I had the Kickstarter. But in any case, we've had our best year. We're always looking for more students and more instructors, and we've done a lot this year. This is probably the biggest year we've done with end users. Fortune 500 companies that, they sign up anywhere from 10 to 15 people at a time. They get a discount. They get to track their employees to see how they're doing. We also do something, when I was on the other side of the fence, this really annoyed me about most vendors. We do something at the Automation School that most of your actual vendors won't do. If our customers sign up a student and that student doesn't take the course, we allow them free of charge to remove that student and put a different student in his place, because sometimes, they'll sign up, 10 people in the maintenance department will say, electricians will say, hey, we want to do the course. And then a couple of them are like, you know what? I don't have the time for this. So we do not penalize our customers. If they put somebody in and then that person's like, I'm just not going to be able to get to it, we allow them to swap it out at no cost. So if the student takes half the course before he decides to get out of it, then, we charge half a seat to refresh that license to make it whole again. But in any case, any questions about that, let me know. I want to wish you all a very, very happy holiday, a happy and safe New Year as well. And with that, that's all I get to say today. I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, my friends, peace.